Types of society. Although humans have established many types of societies throughout history, sociologists and anthropologists, experts who study early and tribal cultures usually refer to 6 basic types of societies, each defined by its level of technology. Hunting and gathering societies. Hunting and gathering societies survive by hunting game and gathering edible plants until about 12,000 years ago. All societies were hunting and gathering societies. There are 5 basic characteristics of hunting and gathering societies. The primary institution is the family, which decides how food is to be shared and how children are to be socialized, and which provides for the protection of its members. They tend to be small, with fewer than 50 members. They tend to be nomadic, moving to new areas when the current food supply in a given area has been exhausted. Members display a high level of interdependence. Labor division is based on sex. Men hunt and women gather. Hunting and gathering societies are slowly disappearing as the encroachment of civilization destroys the land they depend on. The pygmies in Africa are one of the few remaining such societies. Horticultural societies. In a horticultural society, hand tools are used to tend crops. The first horticultural societies sprang up about 10,000 to 12,000 years ago in the most fertile areas off the Middle East, Latin America, and Asia. The tools they used were simple sticks or hoe-like instruments used to punch holes in the ground so that crops could be planted. With the advent of horticultural machinery, people no longer had to depend on the gathering of edible plants. They could now grow their own food. They no longer had to leave an area when the food supply was exhausted, as they could stay in one place until the soil was depleted. Pastoral societies. A pastoral society relies on the domestication and breeding of animals for food. Some geographic regions, such as the desert regions of North Africa, cannot support crops, so these societies learned how to domesticate and breed animals. The members of a pastoral society must move only when the grazing land ceases to be usable. Many pastoral societies still exist in Africa, Latin America, and parts of Asia as techniques for raising crops and domesticating and breeding animals improved. Societies began to produce more food than they needed. Societies also became larger and more permanently rooted to one location. For the first time in human history, not everyone was engaged in the gathering or production of food. As a result, job specialization emerged. While some people farmed or raised animals, others produced crafts, became involved in trade, or provided such goods as farming tools or clothing. Agricultural societies. The invention of the plow during the horticultural and pastoral societies is considered the second social revolution, and it led to the establishment of agricultural societies. Approximately 5,000 to 6,000 years ago, members of an agricultural or agrarian society tend crops with an animal harness to a plow. The use of animals to pull a plow eventually led to the creation of cities and formed basic structure of most modern societies. The development of agricultural societies followed this general sequence. Animals are used to pull plows. Larger areas of land can then be cultivated, as the soil is aerated during plowing. It yields more crops for longer periods of time. Productivity increases, and as long as there is plenty of food, people do not have to move. Towns form, and then cities. As crop yields are high, it is no longer necessary for every member of the society to engage in some form of complex. Around the same time, the wheel was invented along with writing, numbers, and the art. However, the invention of the steam engine, the third social revolution, took humans from the agricultural to industrial society. Industrial societies. Industrial societies were developed with the Industrial Revolution that started around 1769. The Industrial Revolution began with England's improvement and use of the steam engine as a way to power machines. Industrial societies rely on advanced energy sources. In order to run machinery, industrial societies are based on using machines, particularly fuel-driven ones, to produce goods. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.